Hello and welcome back to the Western Front of the Great Patriotic War. Alright, so last time I said we were all done with moving guys around, but after further review, I realized that when all of our reinforcements come in next turn into Bryansk, they're not going to have a general. So I was looking around for one, and the 10th Army is a good candidate. This guy's actually not too bad in terms of infantry generalship, as long as we don't give him a single mechanized unit ever. Because with a rating of 3, they might just, I don't know, murder him. Clearly, he'll do more harm than good. So what we're going to do is we'll move him up to Bryansk, the Bryansk area anyways. And we're actually going to set Bryansk to be a 4, I think, on further review. Because it's going to need some supplies. I mean, we need to start building up supplies in the rear. And then under the 10th Army, we have a couple rifle corps. So we're going to kind of spread them out in that area as well. Who else was under the 10th Army? 5th Rifle Corps. And these guys are veterans of the Minsk pocket. So they won't give a damn if they die. Okay, so that's that sorted. Hopefully they'll get a little bit of supply next turn. I'm not going to put them on Bryansk just because there's going to be a lot of crap coming. Actually, we'll put him on Bryansk. And the other thing we want to do with him is I think we might want to give him to the southwestern front. I know he's technically in the western front. And the western front is based in Smolensk. He's kind of stuck in between the two. If only we had another front. That's the west-southwestern front is what we really need here. But let's just see which is the better general. Timoshenko, he is a 9 political, but kind of bad at everything else. He's 14 and 57 so far, and he's responsible for that bloody disaster in front of Vitabeska down here where all of our infantry got slaughtered. So I'm not too pleased with him lately. On the other hand, we have Shapashinkov, who is barely, a wet match in a dark cave in terms of his statistics, and he's 24 and 48, so not too much better. In fact, this guy is arguably there's grounds for replacing him flat out. It's 16 command point or admin points to replace him, so we haven't gotten around to doing that to our front level generals, but if I were going to replace any of the fronts, I think he would be maybe the one to do. So we'll leave him under the western front for now, the 10th Army. I did want to just go through real quick, and I wanted to see what support priority we had for everyone here and what supply percentages, just in case we miss something obvious. So we're going to sort by supply percentage and just check out the worst of the worst. So Smolensk has no supply. And that's bizarre to me, but whatever. Maybe that's a visual bug. The 1st Rifle Division has no supply. So where are these guys? These are some of the new units that came in. And I'm not sure why they don't have any supply, why they come in with no supply, but it's very annoying. So they're going to fight like crap, and they're going to have to fight next turn, which kind of sucks. Oh my god, I almost missed moving this guy too. So you're going to Novgorod. Wow, it's a good thing I went back through here. It's always a pain to do, to go back through something you've already done. But I feel like in this case it's worth it because honestly, this turn was a bit of a slog. I was feeling exhausted after last night's reassignment session. They really just kind of screw you over with all of the forced reorganization. You know, you just get everything kind of sorted out after Barbarossa kicks off, and then it's like, wha-bam, there goes all your generals. Good luck finding new ones. But I guess it's realistic. Honestly, this guy also concerns the hell out of me. Like he has low initiative, low admin, and is pretty low on both mechanized and infantry stats. We'll give him a chance for a little bit, but I think he's also a candidate for replacement. And just making sure I didn't do anything else stupid, like leave a air wing out in the middle of nowhere. That was pretty stupid. We'll put you on refit, just in case. I mean, he's not too far from being full strength, I don't think. It says he's 39. So he's missing some cars, he's about half strength, really, in terms of actual fighting power. The other stuff he's missing are, flak, artillery. That's all stuff he can go without. Would be nice to get him some more, just numbers, more than anything. All right. Well, I think next turn I'm going to be bringing in all those cavalry down here anyways, because we're going to need something to hold the Dnieper and to hold some of these rivers, and we want it to have some mobility. Cavalry is not going to be good against tanks, but it might be good enough to stop or to at least delay infantry until we can get more troops. But the reason I wanted to bring in a whole bunch of infantry up north is because we really need to hold on. One last thing we wanted to do real quick here, and that is to take a look at the HQ support levels. Oh my god, did I just wipe all those? Holy crap, I'm an idiot. Wow, I cannot believe I just did that. Okay, we're reloading. Oh my god, I can't believe that. Reloading because that's going to take me 10 minutes to do. So we'll move the stupid 10th Army again. Pretend it didn't happen. 4th Army, no, 10th Army. Up to Bryansk. Super speed. At least now, this time we don't have to talk about it. Get up there. All right. And I think we set this to be a 4, didn't we? All right. I don't think we did anything else, so that's okay. Gotta be careful not to click this button this time. Okay, so what I actually wanted to do was to sort this by men and look at the supply levels. So like the 6th Army here, I'm questioning why he has so much support. So he does have some combat units attached to him. But it also says he has 0 support units, so okay, that's okay. 14 support units attached on the 53rd Rifle Corps, I think that is. What the hell is going on with this? He's got half the bloody army. He's got machine guns. He's got everything. Well, we might as well set you to max supply priority if you're going to have that much shit. All he's got is 3 rifle divisions, too. Three rifle divisions with pretty low TOEs. He must be in a critical spot if he's got that much crap. He's not. Alright. We got to get some of that stuff off of him. He's at 3. Why does he have so much stuff? I don't understand what happened here. Why, of everyone in the entire army, did he get so much stuff? Let's send him back to be a 0. So weird. Oh well. Alright, well, I think we've done our level. Oh, gotta move this guy again. Forgot. I was gonna say, I think we've done our level best here to try and get our main situations sorted out. Obviously, you can't do everything, but we'll see what happens. Not feeling confident, but we're going to click end turn. Oh boy. Please don't kill us, Mr. Nazis. Whatever would we do? You've only killed 750,000 of us. Well, while we're watching this thing spin, I got a book from the library today about the Crimean War. And we'll be having our own little Crimean War in a few turns here. Since after the fall of Odessa, there's not much in between Odessa and Crimea that's defensible. And there's a few little rivers, but it's pretty much from there to the Dnieper. We're going to be cutting and running across very good tank country. So if they decide to send any of those tanks down from that big tank army, we're going to get wrecked. And once we're in Crimea, it's actually very defensible. We can just stack up right at the entrance. And historically, Crimea is one of the toughest nuts in the world to crack, even to today. Like if Ukraine wanted to invade Crimea in the current way it's fortified, they would suffer like 100-1 losses easily. But specifically, Sevastopol was extremely difficult to take for the Nazis. And before that, it was extremely difficult to take for the British, French, Turkish combined force during the Crimean War. And a lot of the geography of how countries are designed today kind of has its roots back in the Crimean War, and the religious and racial differences between the factions within the war. It's a war that's not often talked about because it's so overshadowed by the world wars. But without the Crimean War, there is no Balkan Wars. And it really kicked off the concept of total war in a world war scenario. Because even though it's not called a world war, the Crimean War was essentially half the world participating in a big old war. And although it was limited in scope to just areas of the Ottoman and Russian empires, it had long-lasting effects that really weren't solved until after World War II. And some of them haven't even been solved today, such as Crimea itself has still been an area of conflict time and time again. And the reason I decided to pick it up is because I really know very little about the details of the war. I know the general setup, and it was, mainly a religious war. Yes, there was fighting about the economic side and the the Eastern question, as it was called. But the modern view of the Eastern question is really a imperial influence kind of view, which I'm not sure is the full story. I agree with this author's interpretation that it is actually more of a religious war than people give it credit for. So we're seeing a lot of this pocket getting crushed. At least we got a lot out of it. I can't complain. Damn, I wish I had destroyed that depot. Oh well. Wow, held there. Interesting. Coastal operations. Coastal operations. What does that mean? I hope to God that doesn't mean we just got naval invaded. That would not be good. Oh boy, they're going to break this, aren't they? Oh, God damn it. Holy crap. They hit it so hard. Yep. All these, positions that are very hard to hold, we didn't hold. Unfortunately, they were just able to get better positioning on us. We just didn't have enough units to go around. It's just the reality. Well, I can't say that I'm surprised by either of those results. I wasn't feeling confident in that line near Pskov. Like I was saying right before we clicked on turn, those guys didn't even have supply. So how good could they really fight? I think that's a huge debuff. I still am learning the stats side of things, but I can't imagine you fight too effectively if you don't have good supply. Because supply in this game is so important. Well, I do think that our guys are at least putting up a pretty strong fight here. We're making them have to fight us. Yeah, they really like to stack up those tank divisions right now. Look how many depots they have back there. You see this on the screen? Look at this. 444. There's so many depots they built. What the hell is the AI doing? Good job, guys. Good job. Good holding. I love to see that. Just some plucky comrades out there with their Mosin Nagants, just saying, not one step back, comrades. Oh, you hate to see that, though. This is not going well. Oh, this is probably the weakest point in our line, the Viniesta area. That's why we're bringing in all those reinforcements. We have to delay. Have to delay them. It's key. It's beautiful holds. Really beautiful. We're making them have to work for it, which is great. They're not able to just blast right through us to Kiev. Don't know about this Odessa. Yeah, we're defending with our lives, but holy crap. Not that easy. Yikes. Not easy at all. I do think we're getting our money's worth out of some of these fights, though. It's just so hard to hold on to some of these places. You never know if you're doing the right thing. Axis siege ops. All right. That's it for them. Oh, God. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Well, we got a lot to do this next turn. We got some movement to do. We're not out of the woods yet, that's for sure. I would love to bring in a lot more into the south, but holy crap, the fact that those divisions just got absolutely smashed in the north is really scary. But like I said at the very beginning of this campaign, if I fail dismally, at least it'll be entertaining. So I'm just hoping to make it through 1941, to be honest. It's my first goal. Hoping to make it to 1941 and learn the game better. Okay, so we lost 50,000 men this time. Not as brutal turn as last turn, but we didn't have the Minsk pocket anymore. So these are real losses. These are losses that our guys actually got crushed on. We have 112 units on low supply, 0 on critical supply, so that's great, thank God. We've got a lot under strength and a good amount depleted and a good amount unready. So we'll have to, as usual, have to move them around and try to hide them from the Nazis. But the Nazis seem to have a good sniffer when it comes to our weak spots. So it's almost like they know. Axis captures Salmi, which is on the north shore of Lake Ladoga, and the Karelian region has been captured by the Axis. So they're closing the pincher on Leningrad. The Axis have a setback in North Africa. Cool. The Axis gained 1 VP and 1 AP from excess garrison units in Western Europe. So I guess the West Wall is getting fat. Well, that sounds like a problem for the Americans. They'll have to deal with that. We've got our own problems. The more Nazis stay over in France, the better. On July 19th, 1941, Winston Churchill referred approvingly to the V for Victory campaign in a speech. From this point on, he started using the V hand sign. The V was unofficially adopted as the Allied signal along with the motif of Beethoven's Fifth Symphony, which ended up being the national anthem of the European Union. The Germans also adopted the V sign, sometimes adding laurel leaves under it, painting their own Vs on walls, vehicles, and adding a massive V on the Eiffel Tower. Very cool. You know what we didn't have a lot of this turn? Victory. I feel like they threw that in there just to screw with us. They were like, you're going to lose a lot of guys this turn. Let's talk about V for Victory. Like, come on, game. Give me a break. How did this guy make it so far up? Bastard. We're going to have to give him a taste of some good old Russian valor. Maybe some bombs. I'm thinking a lot of bombs. That would do the job. All right, let's look up and down the line, see how bad things are. Pskov. That's not good. Not good at all. Jeez, these guys are worthless now. Damn, they got their asses beat. They do have supply, though. Thank God. So maybe next turn they can fight better. So they have no combat prep points, so that's my big worry here. These are just worthless divisions. These have a little bit of combat prep. So maybe we can move them back to this heavy forest here. Heavy forest there. I don't know. I feel like they're going to find a spot to break us. Maybe I can shift this guy over, but he's only got 9 combat prep points. These are pretty strong divisions, just low on supply. Probably because they go all the way back to the Northwestern Front. What the hell? Oh, it's their stupid reorganization thing got us. I didn't catch that before the end of the turn. The reorg screwed their supply up. Why didn't the Nazis advance over here? Weird. I'm not going to complain about it, but it's weird. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad they kind of stopped where they did because these guys are really weak. All right. Well, we might need to bring in some reinforcements up there. I don't know. Let's see. What about down here? How bad is it? We got 5,000 men trapped. Whatever. Sorry, mates. And another 7,000 men trapped in this pocket, but sorry. Never believe a man behind is an American concept. In this army, we have to leave all of you behind. Okay, so we could probably make this work. Maybe. Routed. What a wuss. I'm thinking we want to try to pull back to this river here if we can. It's pretty far. There's not a lot of defensible terrain between us and that river. But I think that's what we have to do. So Edessa did not fall. That's good. Can we move you the hell out of here? You don't need to be here. Start moving guys out of there. So what's the deal with this? Can we resupply this? Resupply that. Oof, these guys are really spread out. Holy crap. Alright, let's get them into these 3 bases here. Because I think we're not going to fall that badly. Resupply all those. And this one's really low on manpower. Oh, because it doesn't have an airbase? Is that why? Well, not sure why they're kind of effed up. But who cares? Okay. That was just a little bit of OCD there, more than anything. Okay, so these guys are both in relatively safe spots. Maybe not so much this guy. Probably want to fly him up. Maybe on the other side of the Dnieper. Okay, so we've got a lot of guys over here. This would be a really nice defensible point if it wasn't clear. Just trying to plan ahead here on what are some of our options. I mean, obviously our defensive Kiev did okay, so I'm really happy with that performance. But now they've been kind of beaten down, so maybe they're not going to hold so well going forward. But before we call it for the night, let's give some awards out, shall we? So we saw that these divisions held extremely well. And they were facing pretty close to equivalent forces and even 127 armored fighting vehicles. So what we see here is they took no losses the second fight. And in the third fight, they took losses, but at least they held. And that is really, really good. I mean, those SS guys are pain in the ass, but a lot of that was because I think they might have gotten lucky on the rolls here, to be honest. They got a lot of hits considering all they had was just these howitzers, and they got so lucky with these hits. And our howitzers got extremely unlucky. So like 7.12, like they fired 8 times and they got 7 hits. Those dice rolls are just off the charts good. So this isn't that we did a bad job. This is that the stupid Nazis got so lucky. 7 out of 8 hits. That is incredibly lucky. I don't know what the accuracy of this gun is. The SFH-18. Let's take a look and see what the odds of this actually were, because this is ridiculous. Okay, so let's see if we can search SFH. The SFH-18 German one, I assume, has an accuracy of 900. Now, I don't exactly know how to calculate these stats, but I'm pretty sure that 900 doesn't mean 9 out of 10 accuracy, you know? It's like, that's a little sus. They got pretty lucky there. But the rest of the fight went really well for us. You know, we did hold off. And right before we end this turn, let's compare our losses to the Germans. So Germans lost almost 20,000 this turn, including 129 guns and 67 armored fighting vehicles. They had 4,300 men killed, so they ain't coming back. Now, we had 14,000 killed, so they ain't coming back either, but those are, you know, those are kind of historically accurate numbers for 1941. So, I mean, I'm proud of our men for how they held. And if we look at the charts here, and you can see we've now started to even up to get closer to what the Nazis are losing. So the Nazis started off losing almost nothing, but now they're fighting against some more battle-hardened troops that are more prepared for the fight. And we're going to give it to them. This campaign is not going to be easy for them. It's not going to be easy for us. But if you look at the course of our losses, we're going to make them lose more and more over time. So that's what I'm I'm gonna hope that at least we're gonna be in a neck and neck race pretty soon. If we can get it to like 3-1 losses, that is completely unsustainable for the Axis. They're gonna run out of stuff. Now their gun losses have been, pretty stable. Not really huge difference. And their aircraft losses have also been pretty stable, but we massively stabilized ours last turn by taking a rest for a turn. We had to rest our planes. So we took a turn off, and it looks like pretty much they did too. You could see they weren't too active. Usually a good way to tell about activity level is operational losses, because those you can't really fully control for them. If you fly a lot of missions, you'll have more operational losses. So seeing that both of our numbers kind of mirror each other is an indication that we're both just flying less missions. But obviously we had to make some tough moves on turn 3 and 4. In terms of on turn 3, we ended up attacking divisions that we didn't know had flak in them, that were a lot stronger, and that's kind of what wrecked us there. And on turn 4, we basically had to, take a turn off, take a pause. So that's why the numbers went back down. But overall, we're seeing that the Axis is slowly climbing up in their victory points. But we don't have to worry until they get to 700. 700 is the sudden death move. So they're not there yet. They're definitely not there. And if we look at the victory point screen, what has mostly hurt us is, that's the same screen as we were on before. So we see here the captured turn. The target turn for Smolensk was actually last turn. They were supposed to get Smolensk. They did not, so they didn't get the bonus VPs for it, so that's good. We held on there. They're supposed to get Kiev on turn 13. Now that's going to be tougher to hold on to, but we're going to give it a shot. They're supposed to get Zaporizhia on turn 15. Some other cities that are kind of in danger right now. So they got Minsk on turn 1, so they got the bonus for that. They got Lvov on turn 1. They got Riga on turn 1. So those were ones we couldn't control. They were late on Pskov, which is great. That was one of our missions, is hold them off on Pskov. Held them off for an extra turn. Didn't get it till turn 4. And a lot of these other cities they already had. All these other ones they already had. We have to recapture them by turn 159, 162, and eventually we have to be in Prague by 203 in order to get the bonuses. And same with some of these. We have to be able to turn it around relatively quickly. Where's Leningrad on this list? Let's see it. I guess maybe if we lose Leningrad, we just lose the game. But you would think that that's one of the cities that would be worth a lot of VPs. But I don't see it. Maybe you don't get a bonus for it. Oh, there it is, Leningrad. It's worth 30 VPs, so half as much as Moscow. So it's like Moscow is the top, Stalingrad, Astrakhan, Leningrad, and Saratov are all 30. And then for the Nazis, Bucharest, Poletsy. Whoa, why is Warsaw only 10? That's weird. Strategically, that's an important city for them. You'd think that would be at 30. But Berlin is their 60. So capital 60, major city is 30. Everything else is a 10. But we've, out of the 4 majors or 4 minor cities they've captured so far, 3 of them they captured on turn 1, and we had literally no control of that, so it's not our fault. One of them, Pskov, they captured a turn late. So we've done overall pretty good. They also, by January 1942, they have to get to 525. Otherwise, they automatically lose. They shouldn't have a problem doing that because they're already at 424. That's only 100 more points. So that's just 10 cities. That's going to happen pretty quickly. How long is Odessa is supposed to hold out till turn 17? Yeesh. That's going to be tough because they're already at the gates. That's going to be real tough. Yeah. That could be a problem. Oh well. That's a problem for next time. For this time, hopefully we'll see you back on the Western Front of the Great Patriotic War. And hopefully we can get our situation squared away. But overall, I'm very happy with some of the performances here. Artemenko did a really good job. This corps here did a really good job. Lushenko. So I'm very proud of some of the performances, and looking forward to really diving into some of the strategies we're going to try to employ next time. We can see that some of these divisions here did a pretty damn good job just holding on, really can't complain. So I think we'll start holding more grounds as we go forward, and we're going to make Kharkov a really nice battle. We're going to make Orel, and we're going to make this region into a fortress. So this is where our defensive fortress can be, just along this river line. Just don't let them even cross the bloody river. If they do, we'll smash them right back. And, Smolensk is in danger, don't get me wrong, but we're going to start pulling back towards this next river line anyways. That was always the plan. We were never going to hold it. Is it a pain that we got forced back across the Dnieper? Yes, of course. Would I have loved to hold on to it a little longer? Yeah, but it is what it is. Maybe we can do a little something to hold on to it. But obviously they're behind in Smolensk, so it's all good news in that regard. And we did, trade almost like I would consider this a very even trade. Yeah, we lost some more tanks than them, but still, Voroshilov did better than some of the previous commanders in this area. And we did have some good holds. In fact, in this battle, we actually killed more than we lost. Incredible. That's maybe the first time we've done that. All right. Well, we'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good night.